But hello, welcome to the 40k Spy Center, the hottest place to talk about 40k on the internet. I'm your host, Ron. I'm joined by Tom Layton. Hey, Tom.
Hey, I'm less tired today. It's great.
Excellent. I'm also joined by Logan of the internet. Logan.
Hello.
Excellent. And also a new special and maybe recurring host on the Thursday Spy Center, Mr. John Scrivens.
Yo, yo, how's it going?
Oh, look at that. You've got your name on your siege dude. You know Warhammer...
Wait a minute.
You know Warhammer
hold
and
up, hold
Drip
up.
don't go together. You understand that,
Rob.
right?
Rob, do you remember how, when I went to the Nova Open, and I didn't get a special spinner
You didn't get a special
as an
spinner.
invitational player with my name on it? It's happened again.
You had to pay for it.
You have
mate.
to pay for it,
No,
mate.
I didn't. This was
Well,
free.
Well, I bought mine as a present for myself at Christmas.
Oh, okay. That's why it's got a name on it.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
Big shout
Fair enough.
Big shout out to the Twitch chat for joining us live today. Jaysby, thanks for resubscribing. And Stahl Ernst, I see you all. I'm just going to say hello to everyone in the chat. Nogel Matthew, I see you. Real 40k. Retisanti, Gitley, Neil Kerr, lovely to see you. Bobbin, Senor Ted, I hope you're all well. And then Collaroo, lovely to see you, as I just saw you. Retisanti, Diadrin, hi everyone. So this is us today. Last week, I don't know if you heard, last week was a pretty heavy show. Me and Tom, I think, dealt with some heavy subjects in a light-hearted, fun manner.
I enjoyed it.
It was fun, but I think a good thing today would be just to hang out and talk about some Warhammer 40Ks that we love.
I love hamagging out. It's great.
I love making out. It's great. Thanks to David.
It's hamagging.
Oh, thanks David Smith for donating. Whoa, 10 gift subscriptions. Unbelievable.
Oh shit! You just reminded me. I forgot.
I think that he must have seen that Rob is now living off a food bank because of the leaks. The leaks. So he knows.
Excuse me. We've decided that we're going to get me into the top 7,000 streamers. Yeah?
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Going
David
up the
Smith's
ranks of
helping
the
us.
FPL. Nice.
Yeah? The Honest Wargamer already in the top 8,000 one day. Let's go. So today's show could be anything from painting to D&B to brand new shoes to Tom not getting anything personalized. Tom has no personalized extra stuff, right?
If I had it personalized, like I can't get it personalized when I just steal it. It's a problem. Yeah.
But
The only
Tom,
way I can get it.
from my learnings, if you get stuff personalised, Rob still gives you shit for it in person. He goes, "Oh, look at that nice dice tray you got, Scrivo. Aren't you a bit of a cunt?" And it's like, what?
I mean,
did you
just got
personalize
my
it
name on
yourself?
yeah.
No, I didn't. I
I
didn't.
don't believe you. I think you did. That's kind of
Speak to
behaviour.
HR about that, Scrivo.
I would, but I am HR.
Right, yeah, there you are. So you did personalize it yourself.
Right, so I'm going to go round. We'll start with you, John Scrivens. How are you? How's 40k been treating you? What's been going on?
I haven't played any 40k since the week before LGT. So no, actually, I tell a lie. I've played one game, and it was really good. Played against Sisters.
Yep.
And squeezed in the victory, but it was more that my opponent misplayed.
Okay.
Is what I'd say.
Uh,
He stayed a bit too far back and let me just win. I think.
Holy
really.
shit, that's the Scrivo. Nice, he's learning.
I know, right? I watched someone else make my mistakes for me, and I went, "Oh, I'm just going to move these bikes."
I know what
forward."
happens now.
Oh, the turns table.
you are, though, like, I'm right in thinking that you're going to an event soon, though.
Yes.
Were you practicing your
have-
list?
Yeah. I haven't practiced this list at all. I'm going in completely dry because I haven't painted. I've only just finished building the list as well because it's cutting edge tech.
Okay.
So it's
Oh, have
I'll
you
go back
bought
on
the
the
meta?
orcs, so-
Have you bought the meta?
no, I really haven't. I've got one Squigosaur boss,
And
which I think will be
29
fun.
buggies.
I do not have 29 buggies.
We'll talk it through when I go through all the lists later.
I've got 2, and then another 3 hidden off. Yeah.
That's right. You've got the finger
yeah.
on the fucking pulse. Gitley's right in the chat.
Yes.
I've already told you, Scrivo, you can't use 4 Mosrog Scrag bags. So...
I know. Funny enough, that was just the stock in the shop. Honest.
No, it wasn't.
I've got 1.
Thanks to Vic VJ for donating 5 gift subscriptions
Oh,
as
nice.
well. Look
Oh,
at
Vic, you babe. Thank
Vic,
you.
you
He's a
babe.
lovely fellow.
We are
I
By
have
the way-
drawn him.
top 7,000.
What the fuck is a Morkvarg Scrag bag?
He's
Mosrag Scragbad. He's the special character.
He's the
squig.
snakebite version of this chap.
Yeah. He's got
Is
a
he
white
that
squig.
big
He's
fish
got
riding that
a
thing?
white squigosaur.
Yeah.
Oh,
big
he's a great
white
white squid. Okay.
He's
cool.
the named one that no one's going to use.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some people might. He's locked into snakebite. So
I bet we'll see him on Warhammer Plus battle reports.
Yo, while we're here, Vic, are you at Bob? And if not, are you at Glasshouse this weekend? I haven't checked my names. I must be honest.
So that's the Vic VJ in the chat.
That's the Vic in the chat.
That's who that is. All right, John. So we'll talk more about your list in a minute, shall we? Because that's one of the things we can chat about.
May as well.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I think that's what Tom has planned.
Logan, you've been gone from our lives for a bit. Glad to have you back. How are you? Talk to me.
Pleasure. I'm great, thank you. I'm trying to engage more with the things that I love, which is why I'm sitting here painting, getting really frustrated that I can't do it anymore.
Have you tried?
But yes, I need to get a fucking army finished because otherwise I can't go to any of the 15 events I've bought tickets for.
I've been hearing about these events all summer. I've bought so many tickets. I've got to paint this army. I haven't heard you change that story for so long.
It's just all fucking here. It's just all here. All here. It's all white and primed and.
Oh, the amount of times I've gone to events going, I might see Logan this weekend. No, I have never seen you at an event.
Vic VJ,
do you know what I did pop down and speak to some of the fellas after the LGT, and they did comment on me being on this show, and the amusement of me being on this show and yet I don't fucking go to any events. Yeah, I have the audacity to speak about it, and yes, I definitely. I try.
At
not
least
to
we're
pass.
self-aware and like Reddit, so it's
Yeah,
fine,
I try not to pass off my opinion as fact, at least.
I mean,
and listen to people that know better than me.
That is not how 40k content is made, in my opinion. But like, who knows?
I don't think that's even.
That's why
not even
I
an opinion,
don't make 40k content.
Neither do we. Welcome to the show, everyone.
Wow.
Tom, catch me. Oh wait, so what army are you painting, Logan? Can I ask? Sorry.
I made up a Space Marine chapter so it can use any rules I want. And I'm currently painting all of the utility units, which are obviously my Incursors, my Intercessors, my 30 Vanguard Veterans, and my Relic Contemptors. And then after that, and Primaris Chaplain on the Bike, which is they're basically in every list ever that I will write for history. And then I'll chip in with the specific ones for whatever variant I want to use. But yes.
Okay. All right. Nice.
At the moment, I fancy Space Rules, though. I quite like Space Rules.
All right.
Good
nice.
choice.
You're not
Good choice.
aiming like it sounds like you're just aiming to get an army done for yourself, not necessarily like.
Mate, I've not played a tournament game of Warhammer 40,000 in 3 editions.
Okay, so it's just getting them on the tabletop.
I'm not aiming. There's no aiming.
Okay.
I'm aiming for the tabletop. If I can get to the tabletop.
Was the last tournament you played the first time we met at that Throne of Skulls at Warhammer World with your Space Wolves? In Sickbed.
No, it was. I played 7th. I've played 7th.
Oh, you played 7th. Okay, cool.
Definitely played 7th.
Okay, all right. Well, hey, I'm excited to see it because I have been hearing about this for what feels like all of the lockdown. So I'm hyped to finally see it. I won't lie. Tom Layton, how are you? What have you been up to?
Mate, I've been hella busy because I have been painting for the Battle of Britain team event that's going on. It's going to be 10 teams from England, Scotland, and Wales's WTC pool. And we're all going to descend upon Telford and play a team tournament together. Not this weekend after. I'm in a bit of a rush for that because I'm playing a practice event at Glasshammer this weekend. So I'm currently trying to get like all my models legal so I can play at that event. And then I'm going to do them nicely for the event afterwards. So yeah, I'm in a bit of a rush. I am painting. So you might have remembered how last week I referred to Admech as Codex Gun. Well, this week I'm going to be playing Codex Void Raven Bombers and Friends. So here we are. We have these two bad boys. I'm aiming to beat my record of 31 mortal wounds on 6 targets with my bombers. And that's what I'm going to be aiming for this weekend. Okay.
Okay. All right, talk to me about the Bombers,
I mean,
because you've been bigging up the Bombers for a while.
I do like the Bombers, and I think they do certain things with regards to pairings, and that you can't match certain things into them because of the chance that the Bombers go first and nuke your characters. So there is a plan for them in pairings. I don't want to talk too much about it in detail, but I think what the Bombers do is they change which matchups are good and bad for you, and that can be useful in an team environment if you're looking to shoehorn certain pairings.
Okay, and this is a 6-man team event, right?
6-man team event, mate. I'm going on one of the Welsh teams. Scrivo's going on a different Welsh team, and I think we're going to be talking about some of the lists that are going to be popping up at some point across the evening. That should be good.
Yeah, I'm excited.
We've got a few different lists that you might be into.
Yeah, okay. Oh, I'm excited about that. So you're both. So this is the Welsh team, or the people the English team don't like.
Yes. So we've got 4 English teams. We've got
3 editions on. It's still the same.
We've got 3 English reserve teams, otherwise known as Wales, and then we've got 3 other teams from. I don't know where they're from, but they call themselves Scotch. So that's how we make it work.
Okay, so
I'll see if we can get the list.
Wait, so this is
Innes will find you on Twitter.
So this
Don't
is Britain versus Scotland.
Yes.
No, sorry, Wales versus Scotland.
It's basically England plus versus Scotland.
England and then everybody else is what it is.
Okay, how many teams are there?
So I can go for it now. 10 teams of 6.
Okay, yeah, take me through
How many Americans are in
how many
teams?
Americans?
Okay, well, I'm going to go down. No Americans.
Whoa.
We don't. Not in the.
Wait, but somehow,
so I'm gonna
somehow,
take
do you not think Art of War will already win it?
The nation state of Art of War.
The nation state of Art of War will win this event, I think. Fight me on that. Go on, Tom. Sorry, take us.
Art of War will win it by. So here's what we're going to go for. Okay, I'm going to show you some innovative lists. Okay.
Yeah.
Team 1. First is called Team Scotch Broth.
Okay.
So this is one of the Scottish teams. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
First list. It's being run by Callan, who I've played in the Scottish TTS events. Okay, and his unique and innovative list is Harlequins, which looks the same as it always does, except with 1 squad of 5 Star Weavers, 2 squads of 2, like the first list we saw at LGT, and then a Craft Worlds attachment with some Dark Reapers and some Warp Spiders.
Okay, nice.
Very innovative.
Warp Spiders back in.
Okay.
Yeah, Warp Spiders back.
And engage. They're good. They're decent scoring. They don't hit. They don't hit like a bus like they used to. Okay.
Okay.
But they do have a use.
That's good.
Okay,
I was worried.
and then
I was worried because I was like, what if they come back hitting like a bus? What will 40k do to recover from that?
They used to hit like a. We've seen this. Me and Logan have seen this. Okay, like you have not experienced the full power of a Warp Spider. Okay, Rob.
Okay.
At some point, we'll play a game of 7th edition together, and I'll show you the real shit.
Yeah, Chinese
with the invisible Wraith Knight.
Russian Warp Spiders. Russian Warp Spiders.
Yeah.
Coming back.
I've got those. They're nice. Then we have the second innovative list from Team Scotch Broth. Okay, it's run by Matt Gibson, who's running Custodes, who has 3 squads of Sagittarium, 2 squads of 5 Benatari, 2 Telemans. Okay, with Trajan, and then a minimal Scions detachment. Fine. Okay, little interesting.
Yeah.
Not massively.
What regiment is it? Because I always find that quite interesting.
It's 9th Iotan Gorgones.
What?
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
Right, so is he playing Custodes?
That might be a fluffy one. No, so this is that's for Scions.
Oh,
yeah.
So he's playing the Scions to drop in and plasma everyone to death. I'd just like to know how the.
Oh, he's only got 1 plasma pistol in the Scion squad.
What?
Unfortunately.
Oh, so they're just dirt cheap. Dirt cheap.
Dirt cheap.
Wait,
just dirt cheap.
Yeah, fair enough.
So what did you?
I think.
Go on. What did you? Is he Astra Militarum? Did you say or Custodes?
It's Custodes when he's got a little guard detachment.
All right.
In there.
What's in the Custodes? Okay. Oh, you said already.
It's 3 squads of 3 Sagittarium and then 2 squads of 5 Benatari and 2 Telemans.
Oh,
is it Shadow Keepers this one as well?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Custodes currently sat on a 4. I'm going to do this as we go through. Custodes sat on a 48% win rate.
Oh my lord.
Okay.
Okay, I'm into it.
Bad.
Make
That's
it work.
Not bad.
No, it's fine. Right. Next list is the most unique of all. Okay, it's a Death Watch list with 5 dreadnoughts in it. And 2 squads of 10.
Wait. Can I guess what the dreadnoughts' weapons are?
Let's see if you can get right. First of all, how many Redemptors does he have? And how many relic contemptors?
3 and 2.
Correct.
3 and 2.
Agreed. 3 and
Logan's
2.
guess.
3 and 2.
So 3 relics and 2 redemptors, right?
No, 3 redemptors, 2 contemptors.
It might be 3 and 2 with 3 redemptors and 2 contemptors.
Yeah, that's the right one.
Oh no.
Oh wait, no, I didn't think that. I thought it'd be 3 contemptors, 2
I thought it was the other way
redemptors.
round.
You don't want to give up 3 CP.
Honestly,
No,
can we
you have
talk?
to spend a CP to get every contemptor in.
Can we talk about the fact that like that's amazing 40k content with just 3 people screaming Redemptor and Contemptor, and then someone's like, it's 40k.
Make sure that goes in the YouTube clips.
will.
I hope you're utilising
I
that.
will.
Now this is slightly different. Because rather than having lots of drop pods full of frag cannons,
Oh, nice.
he's got some random kill teams full of shit. I'm not going to read out.
Oh,
We've got jump packs, so they're kind of like
so he has
pseudo
got like the
vanguard.
4 bikes, 1 jump pack guy.
He's got 3 bikes, 2 vanguard vets, and then jump
I
packs.
suppose that gives him more.
I can't tell what this is. That's why I'm not reading.
So I'd imagine he would have like 5 normal dudes.
Okay, I think
The other squad will be the 3 bikes. That have the 2 guys with jump packs got storm shields.
Yeah, they've got 3 storm shields.
Yeah.
3 storm shields. Oh, because the sergeant.
So you've got 2 vanguard vets and 3 storm shields.
Yeah. So obviously that means that the bikes can go through walls because they count as infantry, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
So fine.
Yeah. And then he's got a squad of
hey,
eliminates.
if you
fine.
play the right events, there won't even be enough terrain to go through, so you'll be fine.
Now the Orc List is actually a bit weird. It's run by Henry Powell, and he's got Scrivo. Can you explain this? Because I'm going to read out a bunch of words and I have no idea what they fucking mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Beast boss on Squigasaur.
Yes. Absolute
Yeah,
slap
we know
captain.
that.
The fucking
Okay.
That's what he's called. He's called a slap captain.
Oh, Rob, you're going to love this, mate. I've just read it. He's got 10 Beast Snagger boys.
Fine,
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah.
He's got 2 squads of 5 Squig Hog boys.
Oh, what a fucking gangster! Yeah, let's go.
With bomb squigs. He's got
Wait,
2 knobs on
Is
Smasher
his
squigs.
detachment Goths?
So this one's Evil Sons.
Interesting.
He's got the
Why?
speedy boys.
Then he's got a second detachment of Evil Sons. That is another Beast boss on Squigasaur.
Fucking yes.
This one's been painted red.
Yep.
I didn't realize you could put that on a
Red.
squig, but there it is. Yeah, fine. 10 more Beast Snagger boys, 10 basic boys, but are truck boys. 5 more Squig Hog boys.
Yeah, gangster.
So he's got a full 15. And then he's got the 3 Death Copters.
Hey, this.
And then finally, oh sorry, you
I
go.
was just going to say, this is literally not far off. Because you said he had to, because the thing you kind of glossed over, he's got 2 Smasher knobs on Squigs.
Yeah.
Knobs on Smasher squigs, yeah.
Knobs on Smasher Squigs, sorry. Those are amazing for like, they're like 65 points for just like they're so good for trading, I think. Like they're not.
And they don't take up a slot if you've got the
Yes.
Squig Hog boys as
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
which is
Correct.
important.
Yeah. I love this.
Oh, this is
So let
his
me
first
ask-
tournament. What a boy. Yes, we love
Go
it.
on.
Good
So
laugh.
let me ask, in this tournament, do you have the WTC style boards, like different boards?
Like light, heavy,
Yes.
medium.
Yeah, so we are doing like lighter and
Okay,
heavier.
so
We've
this
already
is
worked that
clearly
out, yeah.
this must be a put forward list then that will pick something that is not covered in walls,
Yeah.
because otherwise that list
Yeah.
is useless. Yeah.
Or forests, ideally.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah.
I would
They're
assume.
pretty fast though.
Then he's finally got. Yeah. You've got a lot of little units in here. You've got a Death Skulls detachment with a Warboss and Mega Armor, also truck boys, and then you've got 2 squads of 5 commandos, which are one of the best units in the book.
Yeah.
Then you've got 3 individual Rucker Truck Squig
Yeah,
buggies,
baby.
and 2 squads of Farm Store boys and a truck, and that's his
See,
list.
I love this. Like, it's not the same. Like, it's got lots of elements of what I've already written in a list. Because he's got like loads of indirect fire, and the Squigosaurs are great.
Yeah.
The knobs on Smasher Squigs, I don't know what you think, Scribs, but I think they're they're just a give for putting in.
Yeah, they're fun just to do things with. I think you can just cause some mayhem with them.
Yeah, and they're annoying enough that like I think they're great for 65 points. Like, but I'd have a kill rig in there, but it's got like you can see what he's going for, right? Like he's going to try and trade with the smaller units. He's super MSU, and he's going to try and.
That's sort of 40k. Is,
he's going to try.
He goes quite fast as well. He's got some McDonald's line of sight. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah, it's all right.
That's actually not too.
It'll be okay.
That's actually not too dissimilar to the list that I've currently working on, like which I'm really hype about. So I hope he does really well, or he just goes mid-table, which is all I hope to do.
I mean, it'll be a team event, so it should be good.
Yeah.
It should be fun. Then they've got a Drukhari list. It's got 6 raiders in it, 2 squads of 8 Hellions. Moving on. There you go. And then he's got
Incubi or not?
I believe you should have Incubi. Yeah, it's got 1 squad of Incubi there. 3 squads of 5 Incubi and Dresser.
Yeah, there we go.
Cool. Yeah. I think it's mandatory. Yeah, moving on. We've then got a Death Guard list with it's got 2 squads of 5 Plague Marines in it for some reason. That's pretty cool. 1 squad of 10 Blight Lord Terminators, 2 squads of 3 Death Shroud Terminators. Does he have a fettered Blight Lord actually?
I don't know.
Where is it?
Or Foul Blount.
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
Foul Blightspawn even. Where is it? Oh, he's got 1 Foul Blightspawn. Okay. So that's going to go with the Blight Lord Terminator, surely. Yeah, there you go. And then he's got 2 BBCs and 2 Fettered Blood Drones. There you go. Very exciting. Do you
just feel underwhelmed by the Death Guard list, or do you think Death Guard are generally solved, Tom? So when you read them, a bit like Drukhari, right? Like, do you feel like it's?
I mean, when you go into Death Guard, you think, oh yeah, I'm going to see at least 2 minimal squads of Death Shroud Terminators. Maybe I'm going to see a brick of 10 Blight Lord Terminators in there as well. I'm going to see 1, maybe 2 Foul Blightspawn, and I'm going to see some Blade Burst Crawlers, and then I'm going to see some shit around the sides. So maybe you go for an El Cheapo character, but most people seem to be going for the Death Guard Demon Prince, and then maybe you go for a couple of fettered blood drones, or maybe you go for some spawn, and then you fill it with Poxwalkers, and you're pretty much done.
Okay.
So
you think it basically writes itself at the moment?
Yeah, most of it. Like
you definitely have a choice as to whether you want to put in the the fucking names of these things with the flesh mowers on. What are they called?
The plague.
The fettered blood drones. Yeah, he's got 2 of those.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, so you
and running big blocks of Terminators sometimes is questionable. I've seen people variate that as well, but
I feel like with a lot of 40k books right now, there's very much this is what the core is. So what I did when I wrote my list was I studied a bunch of Polish lists, and I tried to find like the similarities in them, and all of them had like 5 Drukhari raiders. They all had a certain number of witch squads. They all had a certain number of succubi. I'd be like, right, okay, this is the core, and then everything else is what I can deviate with.
I like it.
So,
I honestly like it when you you give yourself those catch-up sessions. You know, when you really like polish up on your list knowledge.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time on that Drukhari book specifically just trying to learn it, but I ended up messing with the core as well because I feel like with this tournament, a lot of teams are just testing out players. But I specifically also wanted to test out lists because I think that putting people in an environment and making them test lists is just as important, if not more so, than testing out the players.
Yeah.
Because it shows up a competitive mindset to adapt and think about lists in a new way that we haven't potentially seen before. And so what we've ended up with is a comp that looks very, very different to everybody else's. But what I've been able to do is I'm not just testing players on the table, I'm testing players throughout the entire process. Right.
Yeah, of course.
So,
and you feel like you've really polished up on the lists.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, if it backfires in our face, fine, but the theory worked. And if we were prepping for like 3 or 4 months for WTC, we wouldn't just be going off theory anyway. We'd at least be thinking of stuff that we then go and test, and then we find out whether it's good or not, right?
Yeah, 100%. Thanks for the answer. I was just no one cared about my joke. That's fine. Please continue.
No.
Please continue.
I could joke holding it in, but you're fine.
It's fine.
Then we've got the team that's going to be coming in second place in this entire event.
So wait, that's the whole of the first team.
That's the whole of the third team. It's a Scotch
How many
team.
teams are there?
10.
Fucking hell.
We'll be fine.
Hey, Logan, can I ask you a question before we go on? Have you ever done a list review show, like ever, for any game system?
It's okay. We don't need to do this because all of these lists are going to be very similar.
Yeah.
Okay.
So wait, that whole team didn't have an Agmet list in it?
Didn't have an AdMac list in it. Didn't have a Sisters list in it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, but it's got Henry in it, who's taking Orc, so 10 out of 10 from me.
Orcs.
John?
Yeah. We've got Orcs and Drukhari.
15 of those
Squighog boys.
Squigosaur things.
Squighog boys.
He's got 15 Squighogs in, but no Admet.
Fuck you, Logan. Right? They're not good, but they look fucking great. Yeah.
Go and play a Crusade campaign up Lenton. Go on, off you go.
I'm down.
I'm right there.
Love it.
I could. But right, anyway. Sorry.
Okay.
Go on, Tom.
So, no, Team 2 is Scrivo's team. It's called Team Welsh Dragons, Popty Ping Adam isn't allowed good armies in this team. Wales and Gaz can't choose names. There you go. I'm not.
I
looking
gotta
at that.
say,
Fantastic.
I don't like that. I want you to commit to just call yourself the thanks trendy love for subscribing.
We'll fix it later. It's fine.
Yeah, okay.
We're editing it in
fine.
post.
We've had a question from VJ in the chat, and Collaroo, no problem. Happy to suggest a great food place. What do we think the Orc List pairs into? I'll tell you what I think it pairs into.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know.
Can I say?
But
a great fucking time is what it pairs into. Yeah. Right.
I don't know.
Ask Innis or ask the guys in chat.
Go on, John.
Who are on
John,
that team.
your list is in this team. Talk to us about your list now.
Shall we do Scrivo's list right
let
now?
John tell
Let's
us.
do
Yeah, let him
Scrivo's
tell
list
us.
right now. Okay.
Go on, John. John, have you?
Is it worse?
John, have you
than...
flipped the meta?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, John, come on, back yourself. You've come up with a unique list.
Let's go.
We need to hear
Let's
about
go.
it.
Right. So let me get my list up because I don't know it from memory.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Do you want me to read it out for you?
No,
and
no,
you
no,
can
let him
live
do it.
react
He's
to
got
your
it.
own
So,
list. Okay.
so I've got an Outrider detachment, which is Blood Axes.
Okay.
It's got a Beast Boss on a Squigosaur, which is
get in.
Yeah.
so he's the big killer boss with the Beast Hide Mantle relic.
Nice.
I've then got 3 Mega Track Scrap Jets.
Nice. In one unit.
In one unit.
Ooh,
I fucking hate planes.
okay.
Fucking...
They're not
Well,
planes.
they
they've
are
got
planes.
wheels.
They're just plain cars.
It just reminded
There
me
you
that
go.
I just fucking hate planes. That's all.
And then a knob on a Smasher Squig, whatever one of those
Fucking
is.
fantastic.
And then 2 Rucker Truck Squig buggies in separate units.
Oh, really?
And then I've got a Vanguard detachment, which has a Big Mech in Mega Armor, which is the Nikos build,
Oh, right, yeah.
which is a custom Mega Blaster. He's got the Warlord trait Opportunist, and he's got a Teleporty Blaster,
Oh, nice.
which is the same gun off the Wasbomb Blaster Jet, the one that you shoot stuff and send it to space.
Teleported Mega Blaster.
Which is fun.
Nice. What? On the Mega Boss?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
He's got it's above him. Instead of having the custom force field, he gets that.
Yeah.
And then it's got 2 units of 5 commandos, a squad of 5 mega knobs with double saws,
Ooh.
which have got the sneaky gits special mob rules on them, and then 10 tank busters. Then I've got 2 squads of 5 storm boys,
What is this list?
3 smasher gun mech guns, and then a squigoth.
What is this list? What is this list?
Bit of everything, mate.
It's a bit of everything. It is a bit of everything. But it kind of feels like
Save the best for
like
last.
when you get home late at night and you haven't got any food left over and you think you put it all together, it's going to make sense. Right?
Well, the logic to it is things like the Storm Boys and the Commandos are all OBSEC because they're Death Skull's infantry.
Yeah.
Got a lot of firepower to then go and hopefully kill whatever they've got, kind of getting in my way. And the Squigoth has a special rule that whatever's embarked on it doesn't suffer the penalty for moving and shooting. So the tank busters are in there shooting without penalty. There you
Hitting
go.
on 5s.
There's some hot spice. Hitting on 5s, man. It's a dream.
That's
Not
what you
hitting
really
on
want to
6s,
do.
but hitting on
You really want to
5s.
lean into making it so that those hitting on 5 units just like, okay, good.
So I've got to be honest. Originally, the list did have 10 flash kits in that slot, but I couldn't get them painted in time. I knew I wouldn't be able to get all of it painted, so I had to make a choice.
You pussy, just paint it
Well,
off.
now we know what, like as Vic says in the
Okay.
chat, we know what the other Orc List is going to pair into. John's Orc List.
I think I'd have an alright time against that one, to be honest.
All right. What's
cocky.
it designed to
Oh.
go into? What's it designed to go into, John?
Whatever I get paired into was my plan. I just thought I'd be a generalist list that could at least play the mission and sit and
Can
try
it?
to
You
achieve
just
it.
poured a shit ton of points into a fucking squig off in Gascon.
Go.
A Squigoth, 100. A Squigoth's only 190 points,
Yeah,
mate.
and
Oh, is that all then?
How
Oh,
much
sounds
Gascon now?
brilliant,
18 wounds. He's 300. 300? 300.
Yeah,
it's a
he's
shame he can't heal anymore. But
No. Wait. I thought he could still.
no, he can't. I'm pretty certain he can't.
I mean, you don't have a pain boy, Scrivo, so it doesn't
I don't
matter.
have it, so it's not a matter. It's not a matter.
Pretty certain he can't.
I'm not
Can
worried
he?
about it.
I don't think he can.
Next time I'll bring this lad then.
All right, yeah, there we go. Do that guy.
The narrative choice.
Okay, exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think you can heal him.
No.
Tom, what else is in John's team list? What is everyone else running?
All right, so you've got
Oh,
Adam,
Yeah.
who's running Thousand Suns, and I don't know what any of that does.
New Thousand Suns. Is it new?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it in?
So chat.
Is it in opportune time for me to say to bring up the no FAQ no play thing? I know we're in the middle of a segment, but it kind of feels like it's relevant right now.
Yeah, let's do it. Go for it.
So, as Logan said on the off show earlier, we've just seen LGT. Well, the guys Warhammer events, whatever they're called, which I'm like,
Warhammer tournaments.
Come on. There's no way Games Workshop's not coming for that. Like, there's no way on the earth that they're not coming for WarhammerTournaments.com. But we'll ignore that for a moment. They've introduced no FAQ, no play for all of it. Logan? Talk to me. What do you think?
I can see that it's a way to mitigate some of the potential complications of releasing codexes that are not written particularly well. It seems kind of arbitrary though, right? Because the FAQs that do come out do fuck all.
True.
Yeah. You know, like if a book has an FAQ, it's generally like the first FAQ generally just corrects a spelling mistake. And then clarifies a rule that literally no one questioned anywhere or cared about. So that's generally the first FAQ. So I don't see it making a huge difference, but I presume it's just there to put a buffer in between, codexes coming out of the door and the community as a whole agreeing on interpretations. It's like just an arbitrary buffer, I presume, between release dates and using the list.
Do you think it's a good thing with people who have early access to rules not necessarily being able to use that in the first 4-week period, while especially we talk about this a lot in many of the shows, but there's always a production meta issue, ignoring knowing the stuff. If you know, getting yourself X amount of Rocket Truck Squig Buggies ahead of time would have been a challenge, but if you happen to have done that going into the meta, knowing that they're going to be very, very useful, let's say, then I don't know. I feel like it does a good thing. That's one of the positives it does. Ignoring the FAQs are bad or good or whatever. I think it helps mitigate that problem at a top end competitive level, maybe.
I say fuck it, man. Just let them play. It makes it more fun when they lose. You just have to make sure that we really rub it in their fucking face when they lose.
That's fair. Tom, what do you think about
play testing shithouses?
That's true.
Yeah.
What do you think, Tom?
Yeah, it gives me more time to actually read shit as it comes out the door, which is important when you're releasing 2 books a fucking month. Please stop. Thank you. Yeah, okay. It's fine. Whatever.
All right, John, you got any thoughts on that subject?
Well, I think it's all been pretty much covered. If the FAQs seem to have even vaguely the impact that we all expect them to have, I would be like, yeah, cool, great, but I just don't think it makes much of a difference, really.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Interesting.
But it's a very good point about the community buffer in terms of being able to read and understand how the book works a little bit better. I'm getting gotcha'd.
Or just making mistakes yourselves, right? How well can you really know the list a week out?
Depends how dumb it is. Like the Squig Buggy list, you just move some of it forward, shoot it. If you've gone first, great.
I love that list.
Yeah, the maths based lists you don't really need to understand.
No. Or you go first with planes. Yeah, it's just cool.
Yeah, that game, man. Anyway, okay, all right. Carry on with the list. Sorry, Tom.
That's fine. So speaking of gotchas, we've got a Thousand Suns list with Araman, the Exalted Sorcerer, with a bunch of upgrades that I can't pronounce.
Is it because they're
Infernal
Welsh?
Master? Yes. 2 squads of 5 Ruben Marines, 1 squad of 10 Cultists, 1 squad of 10 Zangors. Then you've got 10 Scarab Occult Terminators, 2 Hellbrutes, a Leviathan Dreadnought, a Contemptor Dreadnought, and 2 Chaos Spawn, and then a Sorcerer. I can't remember that. I don't know what because look, so we'll just leave that well alone. We've then got Ashloftis. He's back again. He was on the stream game 5 of LGT, I believe, and he's playing his AdMech. He is going double Mars again, as usual, so he's gone for a Marshal, an Engineer, a squad of 5 Rangers, then 2 squads of 2 Ballistari, a Disintegrator again. So only the one Disintegrator in this list, actually. So it's dropped down from the 2 he was running previously. Then he's got 2 Stratoraptors. Then he's got a second detachment with another Skitarii Marshal, a squad of 7 Infiltrators, a squad of 7 Ruststalkers, and 2 more squads of 7 Ruststalkers, 2 more Ballistari, 1 squad of 9 Cerberus Raiders, and 2 Bombers. So yeah, it's quite similar to what he was previously running. I believe he's still running the elite. What's it called? The elite thing? I forgot what it's called.
Oh,
The special.
The Regiment of
Veteran
Renown,
Cohort.
Army of Renown. Yeah, the Veteran Cohort.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
So he really rates that. Then we've got Scrivo's list, which I don't want to talk about anymore.
I'm sorry.
Then we've got
Wow.
Yep. Got Chris Green's list. Chris Green, Primaris, Chapter Master, Librarian, Tech Marine. And then how many Dreadnoughts do you think are in this list?
Which
What chapter was it
yeah,
again?
which chapter?
It is Ultramarine successor. Okay, so let's
Sorry?
change the
So
word.
we missed it again. Tom.
Ultramarine.
Ultramarines.
Oh, so
Is my mic not picking stuff up?
It's
Or
okay.
oh, you just dropped out a little bit.
Fine.
Has he got Invictus suits in there or not?
He does. How many do you think he's got? Ultramarines.
2.
Oh,
I'd say he's got 2, 2, and 2.
yeah, he's got 2 squads.
Oh,
It doesn't matter, Rob. It's his 2.
okay.
How many Redemptors do you think? I'll let you guys go for Redemptors.
Redemptors.
I say 2, 2, and 2.
He's got 6 in total. Did you say, Tom?
Well, I said he's got 2 Invictors, but how many Redemptors and Contemptors do you think he has?
Oh, I think. Yeah, no, 3 and 2. I'll mix it up.
Okay. Scrivo knows because he's on his team. So he's got 2 Tactical Invictor Warsuits, 3 Redemptors, and no Contemptors.
What?
Fascinating.
No Contemptors.
Interesting.
So he's got 2 squads of 3 Suppressors instead, and a squad of 3 Inceptors.
And what are the suppressors
So-
being used for?
Turning off Overwatch and pinging off wounds off of Raiders, I'd imagine. They're pretty good for that.
Mm.
Yeah, so the Invictors have autocannons, and the Inceptors have the Assault Bolters. So they're the El Cheapo versions.
Wow.
Yeah.
2 squads of Inquisitors, 2 squads of Infiltrators as well, so he's very
That's
much in your
very
face.
interesting.
Like that kind
Are the
next up-
Redemptors the plasma as well?
Yes, they are. And also Gatling. Yeah, just checked. You've then got Gaz Darnley and his Grey Knight list, and he's running. Let's play Count the Dreadnoughts.
Yeah,
I'm
I was
going to
gonna
count
say.
while you guys.
4.
5.
No. Come on.
5's the right number.
4 Dreadnoughts.
He's got 4 in one detachment and 1 in another
No,
one.
fucking crazy. Go on, Tom. What is it?
So he's running 3 detachments.
Oh,
And
He's got 6.
Oh, he's got 1, 2, 3 Grandmaster Dreadnoughts
He's got 6. The crazy
and
bastard.
1
I've done
basic
it.
one.
Oh,
yes, yes.
He's got the 4. How many Interceptors does he have? Let's have a look. Oh, he's only got
None.
15. Okay,
Not
that's a
enough.
bit shit.
yeah.
Not enough.
Yeah.
I mean, Scrivo's playing his own
That's
teammates.
enough
left.
with.
Fuck.
Oh wait, what the
No,
fuck? His point?
He's admitted it already, Tom. Don't worry.
Admitted what?
All right, that's fine. Well, he's right. It is not enough.
Yeah.
Oh, hold up. Have I missed a Dreadnought?
No.
Yeah, he's got 5 Dreadnoughts.
Oh,
Okay,
you
I'm
got
an
it.
idiot.
He's got 5.
Vic said he's got
He's
6.
got 5. Good try. Oh wait, he has got 6. I missed off one. Mate, he's just copied and pasted the detachment 3 times and not changed the number next to it. It is 6. Okay, fine. Okay, Logan was right.
Well, one of the teams is having to check our list. So they've
How
got
is the
spot
man
that.
that has been to the least number of tournaments?
Because you can read. Like,
Wow, good guesswork. As
we
well.
don't go to tournaments
Good
because
guesswork.
we're idiots.
Good guesswork.
Or we do go, which means that we now can't
watch.
read.
I just stay at home
Yeah,
and
so
scroll
he's
through
called them all
BC.
HS1. Yeah, you do. Right. Okay, fine. Not sure how I feel about that one. Fair enough.
That makes sense now why he only has 15 in set.
What
He
makes
only
them
strikes
so
at all.
good?
He's got some strikes, yeah. He's got 1 squad of 5, 2 squads of 5, 3 squads of 5 strikes, 15 interceptors between a squad of
Has he
5.
got Tech Marine?
He does have a Tech Marine, I
What
believe.
makes
Yes,
them
he
so good? The Dreadnoughts, like so good.
does. Really cheap in terms of what we do in terms of
Dirt
ship.
cheap, and they're
Yeah.
super mobile as well.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. Good.
And if the character ones, they're a psyker as well, right?
They're all
Yeah.
psychers.
Yeah.
The character ones are better.
Yeah.
All right. So that's that one.
Where
Then
can we
we've got
find
Kev,
these lists,
Kev
Tom?
Hughes
Is there anywhere to find these lists?
over a PDF document at the minute. So the only place to find them right now is here on the Honest Wargamer.
Exclusive.
Ah, yes. That's how we made it
Yep,
into the top 8,000 streamers. That's how we did it, boys.
Yeah. Give me exclusive on this 60-man team event. Hooray.
If I were you guys, I'd have a conversation with the man who's collecting all of the stream revenue.
Who is it?
Mr.
It's you.
Oh.
Classic Rob.
Oh, well, there's only one way we're going to get to 7,000 by cracking on. Go on, Tom. So,
I'm instigating a rebellion.
what else?
We've got Kevin's list is a very standard sisters list, except it has 15 sacrosancts in it. That's the only number that fluctuates between all lists. Moving on. We've again got Team Avon, which is one of the Scottish teams, and I think that's being led by Aidan Higgins, who's one of the Team Scotland veterans. He's running buggies with some Stormboys and Commandos. Next.
How many buggies?
We've then got...
Can we guess? 18.
15.
Oh, 15. Wow.
Yeah. Yes, sorry. Chris Irvin's next. He's running Thousand Suns, but he's also got loads of Beasts of Nurgle, so he's got 22 of those. It's kind of similar to the list we saw on the LGT.
Does that mean he gives up on Cabal? Is it Cabal points he loses?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. And he's got a great and clean one.
Okay, so that's just sitting mid-board and not dying, all of that shit.
Yeah. Marine list time. It's let's have a look at what's the background? Is this custom? It doesn't tell me. Fuck.
Background.
Oh, it's Raven Guard successors. Okay, so what dreadnoughts do you think he's got in here? Which Fat Tiberium Sun Walker things do you think he's got in this list, and how many?
Ooh.
Here we go again. Raven Guard.
I don't know.
I don't know what Raven Guard lists look like these days. Is it just all Vanguard vets and contemptors?
I can't answer that question without giving it away.
I'm going to go for contemptors, only contemptors, nothing but contemptors.
Okay.
I don't disagree. Isn't it just all dreadnoughts all day? Isn't it basically, and when we say dreadnoughts, don't we just mean Volkite guns?
And Redemptors sometimes.
And Redemptors sometimes. Yeah.
Mm.
So in this one, there are no contemptors. There are only 2 Redemptors and 2 Invicta Warsuits.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Raven Guard, the Raven Guard infiltratey stuff only works on infantry, right?
Yes, but the Invicta Warsuits can do it base anyway.
Yeah.
So just interesting to have the Redemptors in there. Their successors, so what are they? Born Heroes, Whirlwind of Rage? What is it?
I believe it's Master of Ambush. No, Born Heroes, Whirlwind of Rage. Yeah, you got it. That's fine. Yeah, good shit. Pretty standard. Then we've got Innis, who has now renamed himself to have the nickname Ban Flyers in Matched Play, when we all know it's Innis Wilson. He's back.
You did miss one crucial bit on that last list. The second attachment's a Ultramarine Successor chapter that's got the Dreadnoughts in it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's weird.
Explain it to me.
I understand.
Go on, John. What's in it?
So, all the infantry are in the Raven Guard Successor chapter patrol, but the Ultramarine Successors are Master Artisans with Whirlwind of Rage, which is Tech Marine, the 2 Redemptors, the Invicta Warsuits, 2 Land Speeder Storms, and the Company Veterans.
Okay, so you still get access to the stratagems and Seal of Oath, so that's cool. That works, because you don't really need the super doctrines for either of those chapters, so that's fair enough.
No. But it was the bit I just was like, what? I double took on that for a second.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, really, I can't read, so it's fine.
Right.
Ennis is back, but he's already posted the number of Dreadnoughts he has on Twitter. I'm assuming you guys have seen it. So I'm not really going to ask about how many Dreadnoughts he has. He has 5 Dreadnoughts with 3 mini squads of Interceptors and 3 mini squads of Strikes. That's pretty much his Greynet list. It's Prescient Brethren for the CP farming and Sword Bearers, so they're hitting rate hard. Then
55% win rate on Grave Knights.
Tech Marine in there,
by the way, right now. 55%.
55%.
At the moment.
I can believe that. Yeah.
And I don't know if this,
It's
like,
alright,
I
but-
don't know if this is going to be added. This is also I'm using 40kstats.com, obviously. I assume that that's some of the old results as well, pre-book.
I'm not sure where you're getting the stats from, so I can't comment.
40kstats.com. I
think it
Yeah, I
did
know, but
include.
I understand that, but I don't know where they're getting their stats from.
I think it is.
So
So
I
that's
don't know.
my point. What I'm saying is, Grey Knights being a brand new book.
Still some rollover.
Yeah, but like that's actually pretty impressive because 55% pre the new better book. I think the general reaction is that the Grey Knights book is better, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
No.
I mean, it's in a good place to get better. Is my point. So
General reaction, not the
yeah.
truth.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, Tom. After you.
Exactly. No, it's fine. It's all good. Then we've got a Death Guard list. It looks like the other Death Guard list. Right, fine. Then we've got a fucking
Where Death Guard at? Win
Drakari list. It looks like the other Drakari list, but with 2 squads of 9 Hellions and 2 squads of 10 Witches for some reason. Not sure how I feel about that, but hey ho.
They're really good.
Yeah. There's just the bigger squads. I'm just like, oh, look at that.
Death
Okay.
Guard stats.
Interesting. Fair enough. Yeah, exactly. We've then got Derek. He's playing his Custodes. He's playing. Ooh. Okay, this is different. Okay, I like this. This is for a different team. It's called Glasgow Kiss, as in like Glasgow, but we've taken the O and the W, replaced it with an A and an E. So
you have to say
sounds
with
Scottish.
the accent. Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't do that. So this is Custodes. He's got Trajan, 2 squads of 3 Guardians, and then he's got a Vexlos Praetor, which is the banner, 2 squads of 3 Venatari, and then he's got 2 Talamons. But he spent 410 points on some luxury units, boys.
Ooh.
Okay.
Grav Tank.
There was a certain... Yes.
Yeah.
I was talking about this a couple of weeks ago. He's taken 2 Caladiuses. Now, I still hate these bastards, but I'm glad to see them. They are welcome.
My
as far as I'm
favourite
concerned,
Caladius
into the
story is
meta.
when that guy turned up at the event with the 3D printed, not resin FDM one. Like,
the green
yeah,
ones.
the green
Yeah.
ones. That's my favourite Custody story, I think. Like,
There you are.
like
There
that
he
was
is.
great. But anyway, yeah, they're good. Like, why do you like seeing
Yeah.
them back, Tom?
Because I was talking about them a lot pre-LGT, about whether or not it was good to take Caladius to LGT.
Be-
And I thought it was.
What, because there's a lot more fire lanes?
Yeah, and they float around and they can generate those fire out lanes quite easily.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's
yeah,
fine.
big fan. Ricky Sims is back, and he's playing Drakari again. He's taken a real space raid, I believe, so he's taken... has he taken the Homunculus? Oh, no, he hasn't taken the Homunculus. So he's got Drazhar, he's got Master Archon, and he's got a Succubus. And then he's got 3 Raiders and 2 Venoms. And then he's got kind of little bits of units everywhere. But I don't think he has any Hellions either, though. So he's just got like kind of like lots of MSU just running around playing catch me if you can with double Mandrakes and double
Well, so you know how
Succubuses.
everyone's been bitching about Drakari?
Yeah.
Do you know what their current win rate is?
It's gone down to
62%.
60, isn't it?
Ooh, Logan, your last guess.
It's like 57, isn't it? Something like that.
63.64.
Oh, it's one off. Oh,
So,
damn
I
it.
don't know why everyone's complaining. Sounds fine. It's not 70%.
Same. It's only 7% more than Grey Knights.
It's gone down.
But they're not winning tournaments, guys, so it's not
Yeah,
a problem.
Yeah.
It's not like we've just been playing with tournaments on LGT and GW boards.
Yes, correct. Admech only on a 60% win rate. They're basically not even a problem. No dramas. Anyway, sorry, continue. Tom.
I genuinely feel like I could turn up to a major tomorrow and lead Drakari to 4-2.
Oh, easily. Oh, yeah, easily. Not even close.
Like I will
I'd back
admit
you to get at least 5-1.
I mean, at least I would happily bank on 4-2. 5-1, I'd kind of shoot for, but 4-2, I think I'd bank on. I'd make at least take a little bit more nous to utilize all of the stuff together.
I got a question for all.
Not that much nous, but a little.
I got a
bit.
question for you all because Vic brought it up in the chat. I've been doing I've talked about the coverage for stats for Age of Sigmar quite a bit. Specifically, I said that like everyone seems to hyper focus on the one winning list at an event, but actually the stuff that I find fairly interesting is the 4-1 bracket. So you have the 5-0 bracket and the 4-1 bracket. just kind of and I came up with a new stat actually as of Monday, which is in a 5-round tournament, you take the 3-2 bracket, you take the 4-1 bracket, and the 5-0 bracket. You add it all up, and you give an army's potential chance to have a positive win rate, i.e., 3 games or more as a positive win rate. And I do wonder what Drukhari's positive win rate would be, like your chance to go in positive, how many basically. Do you know what I mean? Will you go 3-2 or better?
More than 100.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I like this army.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. Not
It's
bad.
a shame that those aren't out there, but that would be a huge amount of effort as well. So anyway, I just thought, would you guys be interested in that? Do you think that's important?
The debate is, though, in singles at the moment, as to whether it's worth taking Drukhari, because they generally fall down in one game. So you're potentially not going to.
Demons issue. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're not realistically going to win the tournament, but you're going to smash 90% of everyone else. But yeah, that's why they're in every single team.
Yeah, because
basically.
I ask a question. There's a 4-1 bracket. There's an army in Age of Sigmar Lumineth who are the queens of the 4. Oh no, sorry, Daughters of Cain. They're the queens of the 4-1 bracket. I do wonder. Do you think that Drukhari and Mechanicus obviously doing super well? Do you think that there's someone in that 4-1 bracket who doesn't ever win but is always really consistent? Is there an army that stands out to you as the kings of the 4-1 bracket? Or no? Or is it a bit of an off-field question that's tough to answer?
I don't think we've had enough tournaments right now to really judge, because the 4-1 bracket has been so big, because the only 2 tournaments we've had have been LGT and the New Orleans Open, right? So the 4-1 bracket is so large, and the 5-0 bracket is potentially so large as well that it's difficult to really tell if it's difficult for one specific faction to break in.
The other thing is as well, for about 3 months, the 4-1 bracket was proliferated by Drukhari players that lost the mirror, which doesn't really tell you anything.
It's true.
Yeah.
That is a good point.
Imagine losing mirrors. Doesn't happen.
You got it one day, Tom. All right, sorry, Tom. You were talking. Carry on with the list. I'm just interested.
Oh, right. Adam Skinner's back. Adam has been running his Harlequins for a very long time. Nice. And his Harlequin list looks just like the Harlequin list with the craft worlds that we saw earlier. Moving on.
Okay.
We've got an Orc.
So he's got the
list.
craft worlds in it as well, yeah?
He does, yes. It's exactly the same. Yeah. Then we have got Dave Brown, and he's running Orcs. Let's play. Guess the number of trucks. How many buggies do you think this list will have?
It started out
18.
Yeah, it started out so well, didn't it? We started reading out some fun Orc lists with Squighog boys in, and now it's just 15.
It's just this list is the same as the other one. Okay. 17. Very close. He couldn't
2 single.
Yeah.
2 single.
Yeah, no. So 3 squads of 3 Megatrex Scrapjets, 2 squads of 3 Ruckatrux Squig Buggies, and 1 squad of 2 Ruckatrux Squig Buggies. So he's dropped 1 down so he can fit some more Storm Boys in, and a Deathkiller Wartrike as well.
Deathkiller Wartrike's gangster.
Which I'm not counting. Yeah.
I really like that.
It's all right. It's a cool
I really
model.
think that there's a hero. I really think there's a hero hammer list, Orc list somewhere in there. I'd quite like to explore some Squigosaurs, Deathkiller.
They just can't get through. It's the same problem that Space Wolves had, where when the Space Wolf codes came out, everyone thought Thunderwolf Cavalry were fantastic, and then they actually had to move them through walls, and it's not really viable.
I feel
so that's
if you
the
wanted
big
to do
issue.
it as a theme, if you wanted to do it as a theme, maybe you could make it just say, right, okay, this is what I do. I turn up at tournaments with Thunderwolf Cavalry, or I turn up at tournaments with Squighog Boys, and I take them as far as they can go, right?
Yeah.
That could always be your identity. But I don't think it's going to be the best list.
I feel so attacked. That's my identity. So, but anyway, carry on, Tom.
If you make them the best, that's insane.
Well, we're making them the best.
That's okay. Gavin Lafferty is back. He's running Admech. It looks like all the other Admech lists, except it's Lucius and Mars. It's a Data Horde Forge World. It's not even Mars. Okay, I don't know what that means, but that's okay. Whatever.
I agree, Vic. I agree with you, because they're fucking ridiculous.
Oh yeah. Now someone is spamming the Orc Flyers.
Yeah.
I believe.
Well, there's 2 in one list, isn't there?
Yeah. I
What's
mean,
happening?
you can probably guess who it. So we'll get to that. There's a list with Orc Flyers in later that Vic's talking about. There's one person who is known as a master innovator who's going to be running them later on in the list document, and we'll go through him when he's.
God, who is it?
The list whisperer.
The list whisperer.
See if you can.
Yeah.
Who the list whisperer is? He's responsible for all good lists that have ever been conceived.
I know the guy. I know
who
who it is. I know this legend now. Is it?
He's got it in one.
Is he from the TV show Dallas? Is it JR?
It might be JR, but I don't know if he was in Dallas.
He was in Rugrats as well, right?
No.
That small doll that murdered people with a knife.
Sorry.
What's the name of the film?
What?
Oh, he's in Child's Play. Yeah, he was in Child's Play. Okay. Yeah.
Chucky.
That's what he was in. Yeah, that's the guy. Do
you know what the coolest thing is? I'm just going to expose it now.
You do it, yeah.
The collective login to a certain international vendor of miniatures that I have access to gives me certain insight into things that are being shipped to the headquarters of said individual.
To a certain.
I'm willing to sell this information ahead of WTC to the highest bidder.
Okay, Tom, carry on because I'm excited now. We've got some spice in there. Like it's fun.
Right, we'll get to Chucky's private island at some point soon. Okay? Right now, we'll keep moving. We've got a guard list next, run by Scott Henderson.
Oh, boo!
It's fucking different. Why are you booing it? At least it's not another fucking sisters list.
Where's the Drukhari list with 6 raiders in it? Come on.
Somewhere else. The standard is 5. He's got 3 tank commanders. We're all demolished tank commanders. He's then got a Lehman Russ battle tank, 2 Manticores, only 1 has 4 payload. And he's got 2 squads of Bulgarins, and they're all small squads. There you go.
What do you think he's trying to pair into, though?
Not a clue. It's guard. I don't fucking know what you might pair guard into. Speaking of which, Rob.
Brilliant.
We have reached a safe bastion in this sea of boring sames lists.
All
okay.
right.
And we've got a team that innovates, and comes up with.
Is it your team any chance, Tom?
And we start with a Drukhari list. Okay.
Okay. Are you going to tell me that they have a slightly different loadout and therefore they're really innovative?
Hey, this list only has 4 raiders. And
is it all Kronos and Talos?
I don't know who the brilliant individual is. Fine. But I mean, I don't know who he is. That either means he's shit or he's like beyond my level of understanding. Right. Okay, I think it's probably the latter because this is so amazingly intelligent that I couldn't think of it myself. It's got 2 Void Raven bombers in it.
For God's sakes!
It's not John Swallow, is it? You're using the John Swallow style list, though.
John Swallow list is taking like 36 Reavers and Hellions and then throwing a grenade at someone and charging everything turn 1.
And what's your version?
That's great. I love it.
Same thing.
It's not that. It's not even close to that. I don't know what the fuck Scrivener's saying.
Okay.
Moving on from that, I don't feel qualified to talk about that player's list because I'm not smart enough. We've got Bob Wollstonecroft's list. Okay.
Yes,
and this
Bob.
is a team list we've taken. Okay. Mysterious Bob. He's great. I love him. So here's what his list is. I'm gonna skip bits for dramatic effect. He's got 2 company commanders.
Guard.
Okay. He's then got a veteran squad. Yeah, guard. It's Valhallan. He's got a squad of 3 heavy quad launchers, 2 Armageddon pattern basilisks, and a Hades breaching drill.
Forge World forever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he's got another company commander, a Primaris Psyker, 4 squads of infantry, and then 6 squads of 30 conscripts.
6 squads of 30 conscripts.
Yeah.
That man's a terrorist.
He is.
He is, and he's paid it all. We've been getting like hobby progress.
Also,
in the chat.
I love that all of the models are from Forge World. Do
you think he's got movement trays? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, there we go. Now,
and a chest clock.
Vic, you're going to love this even more because we've got a strat of this. And I'm not going to directly say what it is because I'll talk about it when we get to the actual end of the team event because it wouldn't be fair on my team. But I'm going to talk about Chris Kinnai's list next. Okay. This is a Tyrannid list.
For God's sakes.
Okay.
Yep.
He's got. What do you mean, for God's sake? It's not that next. It's a Brood Lord.
Let me just clip that. That's a YouTube clip right there. Makes zero money, but it's great. Please continue.
Mate, the entire thing makes zero money. Remember, we're looking for the nearest soup kitchen on these things. It's like fine. So, High Fleet Kraken, first attachment. Broodlord, Swarmlord, 3 squads of 10 Gene Stealers, 3 squads of 10 Termagants.
Yeah,
okay. So 60 bodies. He's then got 2 Lictors. Then he's got a Cronus detachment with 2 squads of 6 Hive Guard and 2 Biovores. Okay. And then he's got a Neurothrope and a 3 Ripper Swarms in there as well. And then he's finally got another Kraken detachment with another Neurothrope and 3 more squads of 10 Termagants. Okay. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about why this is important. But I talk about this directly after talking about the guard list. But you'll see in a couple of weeks. Okay. Yeah. Oh, we've got an AdMac list.
Is it flyers or is it like hordes or is it both?
He's got 4 flyers, 3 Stratoraptors, and 1 bomber, and then 2 disintegrators, and he's got doggos. So 339 for doggos. And it's all
what's really interesting about AdMech generally, in my opinion, like is
there something interesting about AdMech?
Like over the years, like AdMech was like a bit of a. Like, I know Conclave was good, right? But like it was a bit of a joke. It was like, lol, no transports, you suck dick. Like it was just. Do you know what I mean? And then they were like, oh, by the way, here are planes. And first they were like, here's transports. Then here are planes. And then, by the way, here are here are the scouting, the Sulphur Hounds. And they got like all of the unit roles which they needed. But they got loads of them. And you were like, wow, that's quite a bit. Do you know what I mean? They got given a lot of utility in that. But then previous to that, they were a gun line, and I feel like they forgot that they gave them all the utility pieces. They were like, you can stay as a gun line, but also we've given you all the utility at the same time. Anyway, that's how it feels.
Yeah, they really can do fucking everything.
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, can they do melee, really well?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A bit, but you don't build into it most of the time because your guns are too good.
They have oh fuck me.
Electro Priests. Infiltrators.
No, yes, infiltrators and Ruststalkers are a pain in the bollocks. Especially in the list that Siegler runs, they're fucking horrible. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They don't really have any glaring gaps, which is a problem. But yes, anyway.
So the next list we're running is Imperial Knights, which is a direct copy of an American list, for my shame. It's 3 Megaeras, 3 Warglaives, and a Moirax. It's all 3 blades, and I don't know what any of these quests and burdens do, but it's fine. And then finally, we've got a Death Watch list.
Oh no!
Count the Contemptors.
Death Watch.
3.
No, 5. 3, 2. It's always 3, 2, isn't it?
Yeah, but you can't say
sorry. 5 Dreadnoughts. Sorry.
Okay, no, you're fine. You're all good. So originally this list did have 5, but we bullied them out of it, and now it has 3 Contemptors and no Redemptors.
They all got Volkites.
Yes, of course they do.
All Volkites.
What happens to all of these lists? Talk to me about Volkites a second. When, do they just change the points on them? Is it that the points are hyper efficient, or they're just brilliant and there's a point that you'll keep paying for them?
They're really, really good in terms of their utility. They're like old Tau guns because they're at the sweet point, which is strength 6. So they're wounding the things you care about and wounding on 3s, some things on 2s. They can ping off raiders, wounding on 4s. If they're really good if they get through on raiders because they do 2 wounds, which is very, very useful. And most Space Marine chapters have a way to at least get them up to AP 1 for 2 turns, which is all you really need. And the fact that they're 2 individual guns means you can split fire them as well. So they're hyper efficient in terms of taking stuff down. They're also quite useful at just generally shooting things because of the mortal wounds on 6 to wound. So they're just really fucking, and they cost nothing. They're 150 points, I think, for a
175 to include the cyclone.
With the cyclone, yeah.
Well, that whole loadout is 175.
Yeah,
with the cyclone,
most people run them without the cyclone. So
it's 150.
150. You pay a CP which is fine because you'd pay a CP to do something like mortals on a 6 if you're rolling 16 dice anyway. And there's loads of ways to, like, say, Seal of Oath makes them amazing. Deathwatch have ways as well to make them. They've got a relic that gives you reroll wounds, I think, against things with a fly keyword. So that's super useful. There's loads of ways to make them more efficient than they are, and they're pointed really aggressively. So if you can double down on that, they're great. The only thing is obviously they take a CP, which is a bit of a sting, but realistically for what you get, they're just so useful. And there's not a lot of things that you'd want to put them into that is not great. And the range of the gun as well, of course.
35.
And dreadnoughts are good. And they've got the -1 damage and 5+ invulnerable. Like, if you could just do a checklist of all the things that you'd really want to fight against Drukhari, they have most of them. And they also are not shit into a lot of other things. So,
I have a question, and it might be a bit like highbrow, but like, is it that they're so cheap that everyone actually has gone back and built around them, or do they plug and play into other lists? Does that make sense?
So the issue, okay, they're literally the 3 Thunder Fire Cannon and the Imperial Fist Captain. They're a plug-in, like they're a tool to answer questions. The problem with the Space Marine book in general is it's become so superseded by everything else in terms of efficiency that you're left with Vanguard veterans and dreadnoughts, and you're just literally just sprinkling seasoning in between on everything else. And the most efficient dreadnoughts are the shoot you contemptor ones with the Volkites. Some people do take Redemptors in certain builds, like Space Wolves. They're really good, for example, because you can heroically intervene with them. You get double exploding 6s on a Redemptor Fist is horrible, so they're really, really scary if you put them near an objective and just stand there and look menacing. But yeah, the Relic Contemptors are sensational.
Crazy.
For the points cost as well. If they go up, people would probably still take them. But to be honest with you, like, other stuff needs to come down to be attractive at the same time as them going up, because literally there's not a long list of things that you want to take out of the Space Marine book in a competitive list. It's really boring.
Well, even on the Contemptors themselves, when you look at the different guns, they're 5 points for that Volkite Culverin, but I think a Lascan's 10, 15 points. Why would you ever pick that over a Culverin? You wouldn't. No. That's the problem. It's like there's not even a question of like, well, in this situation, this might be handy. It's like, no, that will always be the better option for the price. It just doesn't make sense, right?
It's like giving a Vanguard veteran anything other than the Lightning Claw. Why would you do that?
Okay, all right, interesting. Thank you. I like that. Excellent. Like, it's just nice to know, because you see them so many times. Like, you got to ask yourself why. Like, and I do know that the internal balance of the Marine book is pretty off kilter, because they've got all of the roles, right? And the real question I've always asked myself is, when is the servo gun emplacement actually going to become good? What's it called? The Fire Strike Turret.
They've got so many units in there that they've brought out, and they're just terrible. They're just terrible. Like, one of the other, I think Innes made this joke, didn't he, with a meme the other day? Like, the best unit in the book. This week, the best unit. It's like the Galactic Brain meme. On his tweet, and it starts off with, like, I think Contemptor Dreadnoughts are the best unit.
Eradicators, I think it is.
Oh, Eradicators, yeah, that's definitely step one. Eradicators, then it's Contemptor Dreadnoughts, and then he gets to the land speed of storms, because they're, again, hyper efficient for their points. They're really good at playing the mission. They're reasonably durable because they've got 7 wounds. They zoom all over the place. They're great at getting points. And then the best unit in the Space Marine book is a unit of servitors, because they're
because they do some shit consistently,
Can I tell you now, the only thing that's keeping Space Wolves competitive, is the fact that I can take 3 individual Cyber Wolves for 45 points.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's literally the only reason they're competitive at all. That's how bad the internal balance is. No one's running Thunderwolf Cavalry. Hardly anyone is running Wolfen. Wolfguard are 10 points cheaper, but you can't take units of 10 and combat squad them. You can only take units that can't combat squad, so you're kind of fucked there. It's what it is. Anyway, that's my little rant.
I like it. I've got another question, actually, because following up from this, because actually, comparison Age of Sigmar 40k.
Vic's bang on there in the chat. He says points per efficiency of completing Oath of Moment. Yes.
True.
Exactly.
By the way, McCypher says there are so many units that the bike squad is missing from the drop-down menu in Warhampedia, which is pretty fun. My kind of follow-up question is, because there's a lot of design in line is one of those things that, like, when you're analysing codexes, battle tomes, other things, right? There's a lot of linear design methodology in the Marine book, like, as in you have your core battle traits, allegiance abilities, and then your sub-faction one, which also adds into that as well. And then you go over to the data sheets. Just as an overarching question, because the data sheets don't generally have a lot of special rules on them, I advocate a lot for the plug-and-play nature of gaming. I think that data sheets should actually be... I know this is going to be literally fly in the face of how most 40k players think, where they want only USRs everywhere. They want universal special rules all over the place. Whereas I'm completely against that, and I actually think you should have your unique rules on your data sheet, and then you should have more stripped back other stuff.
Get him, Logan.
So the issue with that, Rob,
Ronald
Ron for real, fucking.
That's fine.
No. dead name. The issue with that is it's already hard enough already to remember all of this shit. I don't want to have to remember every fucking data sheet. The same way that in AOS I know every fucking weapon has its own name. Like there's no greatsword just standardly gives you +1 strength and does this and that and blah blah blah. Like they've all got fucking names. They might do exactly the same thing, but they've all got different and it's on the and it is that, and I can understand for a kid that walks into a shop and buys the box and goes, I just want to fucking play this. What do you mean I've got to get this book and that book and find the rules here and that? But I can appreciate that it's not an elegant way of doing it, but this company can't construct sentences.
No, yeah, listen. Again, I'm with you, but God. I think the thing that we're talking about in the Marine book is that we're really in a points efficiency conversation, because everything else doesn't have really a role. And the problem with the Marine book isn't the Marine book. The problem with the Marine book is the Marine book's designed to be a jack of all trades. It's got 5,000 data sheets. So if there's a problem that comes up, you go, what can I take that would solve this in the meta? The issue is they've designed codexes now that are out, and as you highlighted, the AdMech book that has all those tools as well, and they're cheaper. Yeah, and also elite, I guess, is the point. I don't know. I'm a big advocate for you pick up your toy, you put it on, and that's how you've got your new rules. Versus because I think one of the problems we see with the AdMech book is that it's the overlapping buffs from several different places that kind of create that economy. And actually, you don't. It doesn't matter. Anyway, Tom, you were talking list, and we got miles off. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I think my main point on the list was I was trying to demonstrate that we don't really have too much variety right now competitively.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I can point at an Orc and say, hey, how many bugs have we got?
Yeah.
And you guys get somewhere close. Or I can point at the list and say, oh, well, how many Raiders or how many Dreadnoughts do you think we have? And you're going to be in the right ballpark, right? I know teams are testing out players, but at the same time, I like to see that innovation, as we were talking a bit off air about that. But really, there isn't too much room for it. It's very much you go down one route, and that's where you are, right?
I mean, the team thing does definitely open up slight avenues for that, and you definitely see that in some of the European team lists. When I look back at WTC and ETC, there's always really cool, innovative stuff there. Yeah, but yeah,
I think it's important that you kind of for this as well. A lot of the people, for me, this is my first experience of the team environment, so it's kind of picking up and understanding how to approach the list building. I've gone quite generalist, I think, with my list. I think with a bit of experience, I'd then lean into how I can play or how the army can play, and then maybe kind of completely kind of go into a specific route where this list will work in a specific table type against specific matchups. Yeah. And that's from experience you're going to get that,
Teams
right?
is also far it's the system mastery that you need to be able to be competent in teams is phenomenal. You need to understand every other army and every other player and team a bit. The system mastery, it is the very pinnacle. I have come around to this conversation that Tom has been pushing for years. I think it's the pinnacle because it requires such a vast additional amount of information going into it. I think.
I think the approach to it's definitely exceptional. I love the idea of, you know, like coming together as a collective and then doing that prep work, you know, like Batman, for example, and just, you know, I'm going to break down exactly how to deal with this problem. It's all problem solving, right?
Yeah.
But you can definitely just wind up your 90 conscripts list and stick it in the middle of the board and just say, look, just fucking sit there and do this. And you can wind up your orc buggies list and just go first, please.
Yeah.
You know,
like I mean there's lots of different things that you can do, right, in terms of skill expression. So for example, I could take an admech list, put myself down first defender, pick a light board and just shoot people off the table, and I'd score 120 points over a weekend, right?
And you would
could
be
say, oh, well,
arguably the best 40k player in the world.
Right, exactly. Or I could some people actually claim that. Or I could like take a list, leave myself until the bottom four, play another list that's been left all the way through. So at least then the other teams have the opportunity to handshake it and say that they're happy playing this matchup. And then if I get 20 points in all those games, that's not the same thing.
No, of course not.
And that doesn't mean that the first one takes like no skill or what have you. It just means that like you are very capable of hitting something that's designed to like play against you, right? Specifically, and try and get points off that, and then get to 20 points. Of course, that's slightly easier when in the end you could hit a variety of matchups and you've got to do the same thing, but it's also going to be a specifically close game because it's not like you haven't played to get that matchup. You haven't forced your opponent into a situation where they have to play you. Instead, it's both teams coming together saying, right, we agree that these two lists are going to play because we think they're evenly matched, and then getting those points rather than the first instance.
Okay. Yeah. I think I don't know. I think team seems like a very expressive way of playing, and it also like and I also feel like it removes a lot of like, not the shrouded nature. I think like the very openness of Team A versus Team B. Team A saying, we have these lists, we're going to try and pair into your list, allows a more, what's the right way of saying it? So if you go to a singles event and you win with Admech, right? Like, or whatever the top meta list is at the time, or meta army, whatever the situation, you know, there's always a really good conversation about, oh, how was your win path? Like, who did you play? What are the top armies at the moment? And all that other stuff. Like, and it feels like teams feels a little bit more honest because they're like, this beats this. Like, just, you know, the conversation about stuff being broken and being too good is almost resolved because you're from a matter-of-fact place having a conversation with each other over the tabletop and being like, oh, cool, this beats that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it feels a bit more, like, honest is what I don't know what I'm getting at. Something like that is my rant.
It becomes less about your win path through a tournament and more about how you're paired and how you... Also, to some extent, if you know the other players, perhaps, knowing how they're necessarily going to play the list as well.
Yeah.
I think that can be quite interesting, right?
So that's not this weekend, though. This is going to be next weekend.
Yeah.
Yes, next weekend. So we've still got another Thursday show before we actually play this event. So I'm just like prepping for it and getting ready.
Oh,
It's going to be nice though. I'm looking forward to it because I haven't played teams since February 2020, like properly. So it's going to be a great weekend. Really looking forward to it.
Okay, that's exciting. Good. John, it's your first team event, right?
It is. So I'm very curious because obviously I've been at a lot of Age of Sigmar events where there's been teams, obviously doing the Super Series, and hearing Tom talk about the WTC and previously like the ETC, it was always something that sounded interesting to me because it's a completely different format and it's not just I'm playing 5 games on my own. There's the mini game of the pairings and all that sort of element to it that makes it sound really quite like there's an extra layer that means you're not feeling so isolated. And I like that element to it. Like, to me, it should be something where I may lose a game, but I've lost it by a certain margin rather than a massive margin, and that helps my team. And I like that it's not just cool. I've lost or I've won. There is other purpose.
But that goes back to Innes's conversation, right? Like, he thinks it should all be differential, which I agree with. I think singles should be win, loss, draw, differential versus everything else, and it seems like eventually it's going to become win, loss, draw, win path, which just seems anarchic to me personally. But I think it should be win, loss, draw.
I think because we have so many stats now as well that it'll be nice to have actual win percentage seeding in round 1. That'd be cool.
Mm.
Because that shit's not hard to track.
No.
Rather than random round 1 seeding.
That's a really good point. How would you do? What would you do it based on players?
Yeah, just win percentage.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Like that would rank you, like whoever's the highest win percentage. Like Robbo, I'd imagine, would have the highest win percentage in any tournament in the UK. So he's seeded number 1. I would have the lowest because I have a win percentage of 0.
I mean, you also have a loss percentage of 0 as well. So I guess
we're only seeding win percentage.
Your potential is 100. So just.
But yeah. I feel like random round 1's kind of weird as well, but yeah.
Okay, all right, yeah. I think I agree with you. I think there's something about how we pair at events. So just before we go, because we're coming up to time, and thanks Goblin Knight for subscribing and everyone for being in the chat today. I hope you guys have enjoyed the chat. Just before we go, just gonna throw one quickly out there that I kind of suggested the other day. No, don't worry about it. I won't bring that up. Have you guys got anything you want to bring up today? Let's do that instead.
Nope.
Okay. Well,
please harass me to paint my shit.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
Good. Easy.
Everybody.
We'll do that.
That's you 3
Done.
and you 90+ people out there in the world. Please moan and nag at me to paint my shit.
On it.
Because I really do want to come and play some games.
Yeah. If anyone's got any questions, let us know. If there's some questions in the chat, it'd be fun to see you at events as well playing. I think that'd be really fun. That's why I'm currently working really hard on. I haven't said. I kind of mentioned it through the show, but I'm actually building my 40k army. As K-Dread pointed out, I do have my Death Guard army. But as we all know, I got stung by the classic. I painted it all and built it all before the Codex came out,
we tried to tell you when the Codex came out as well. We almost stopped you midway.
I know.
And you were like,
no,
it.
I like these power armored guys. I think they're really cool.
And I think they're going to make them really good in the new book because they were bad in the old one.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, but I've now decided I'm comfortable. I've picked an army that I'm going to... orcs, obviously. But I've also picked a style that I want to play with. I've written myself some lists, which I'm quite excited about. I don't know why people aren't running Goths, but maybe I'm leaning to the wrong part of the book and it's already strong enough in the combat.
It's just playing the mission, I think.
Yeah, I think...
With the other shit.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Goths are really fucking fun, though.
Yeah, like...
I think that's what's nice about the book, that there is at least that choice, right? You can take different approaches to your list building.
I think it's an illusion
lists.
of choice, to be honest with you, sadly.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I like having that illusion, though.
I agree. But I'm pretty...
come to the same
so I'm currently building that. The Squighog boys are a nightmare. I'm kind of annoyed how much effort it requires to build 15 Squighog boys versus how many points they are. 5 is 125 points, which is just rubbish. But I'm excited about running. I've got a kill rig as well, so that's going to be fun. So I've written like the core of a list, which is 3-5 Squighogs. Squigosaur, Beast Boss on Squigosaur once, maybe twice, a couple of boss knobs on Smasher Squigs, and then a kill rig, and then I'm going. And I've got 2 twos of Rucker Truck Squig Buggies, so I can kind of move around, but I've still got like 6-ish 100 points, and I'm not really certain exactly what I want to achieve yet. Maybe another kill rig, definitely. Unfortunately, definitely some commandos. But
yeah, commandos are great. Good call.
What about some Storm Boys as well?
I just hate how Storm Boys look, John. That's how I'm just going to say it. So,
well, I've got somewhere. I've got some 3D printed smoke clouds for mine. I think they're in the studio still.
Here
to make them look better.
I think they might be.
I forgot to pick them up.
I maybe. But anyway, that's my hobby at the moment, which I didn't bring up earlier. But I'm excited.
Just play it out and see what tools you're missing, basically.
Well, but I'm in the same boat.
Why are you losing?
I'm in the same boat as you, Logan. Basically, is what I'm saying. I want to get this done because I want to be playing loads of 40k. I really do. I know that it's a bit fucky, but I've really accepted that, and I'm not going to try and beat the fuckiness. And I'm just going to be like, cool, these dudes lose. That's fine.
Yeah, I think if you go to a tournament and you're not running Admech and you're concerned about not winning the tournament, then that's your own fault. But if you want to go and just hang out and play some fun games and do whatever you want to do, chat to people and be social and have a couple of fun thought experiments, it's all right.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think that would be anyway. I think it's going to be a fun time, so I'm looking forward to that. John, what about you? Like, Tom, I'll ask you. Are you planning on doing really well with these lists, or are you experimenting at the moment?
This weekend, I don't think I'll do well at all, just because I'm learning the book. The Battle of Britain list, we'll just see how we go. I think we could do well. I also think it could backfire on us a little bit potentially, but I think we'll do well. I think we'll do okay.
I'm really looking forward to seeing how Bob's list does, because that's
a
hilarious list, and he's really good.
Yeah, should be good. He'll be aggressive with it as well because he's Bob. He loves being aggressive. So.
Mystery Bob is my favourite character from today's
show.
Mate,
Mysterious Bob used to play like melee Tau and win, like go like positive win rates. It's great.
I need to meet this man.
Sounds great.
I'll probably never meet him, and I'll be like, he is Mystery Bob now.
he was. I'll give you a clue, mate. He was at London, but he wasn't there very long. He was just turning up to say hi.
What a mystery. What a mystery. I'm so.
Yeah.
This is what a great point to end the show is. Everyone be like, "Who is Mystery Bob?" Yeah. That should be the YouTube thumbnail. Yeah. Mystery Bob and 40k.
Have you seen this guy? It's on the side of a milk bottle.
Generic silhouette with a question mark.
Rob like this in the thumbnail.
Hey, Logan, before next week, hopefully we'll have you back next week. Before next week, what can you commit to definitely painting? Just give us that. That'll be.
Fuck.
Yes, that's the way. Let's encourage.
How many contemptors with roll cards can paint in a week?
You know what? I'm just seriously considering taking a Space Wolf list with no dreadnoughts.
Really?
Yes. Good lad.
Okay. Interesting.
Just for shits and giggles.
There we go. Good.
I bought them all. I've got all the dreadnoughts. I've got 3 Redemptors and 2 Contemptors. But I'm considering just taking an all-infantry, well, apart from the Cyber Wars, all-infantry list.
Do you know what? I think
technically they are infantry.
I think the fact that the game is fucked is actually quite freeing. Do you not find?
Yeah, because I'm not playing Admech or Chukari. I don't care about fucking winning the tournament.
It's kind of freeing, okay. I think. All right, John, you've got to paint your Squigosaurs, right? And everything for your event next week, and then.
And a load of all right, let me make a bid then of 5 Vanguard veterans.
Proud of you, super proud of you.
I'll offer that.
That's good. That's excellent. I'm gonna have built my Orc army by next week, so that's pretty exciting. Which is pretty positive considering I'm doing a weekend of coverage. So. Loads in there. Thanks to Twitch chat for hanging out. John, crew, have you got any shout-outs you want to make? John, any shout-outs for today?
Ooh, I would like to make a shout-out to Nikos, because I miss him.
Me too.
Beautiful man.
Me too.
Because he was in the chat earlier, I think.
I like him being spicy everywhere he goes.
I want to send a shout-out to my Black Templars pre-order that will definitely head fuck me away from whatever I'm paying.
Did you see the drama about is this a Primaris or is this a firstborn
There's
character?
no way on earth it is a Primaris. That is a someone on social media has got that wrong. There's no way that's a Primaris. He's got a Mark whatever it is backpack. There's no Mark X stuff anywhere on the armor at all. It's not a Primaris. I'm not having it. Don't lie to me. It's the first.
That's
one.
my
It's the
favorite
first
bit.
Firstborn they've released in 5 years.
That's my favorite bit. Yeah. They're like, is this Primaris or is this Firstborn? And they were like, yes. You're like, yes to which one? They're like, just yes. Don't come at me.
I was watching a certain other Twitch channel earlier as well, and when someone accidentally on the stream said those new scouts that they've got for Black Templar, the other commentator was like, no, they are neophytes.
Ooh.
So they're definitely Primaris neophytes, not scouts.
Jesus.
The Black Templars as well.
Even though they're on scout bodies.
Yeah.
So, Tom, you got any shout outs?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Gozzy. What up, Gozzy?
Always.
Oh, that guy.
Always.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, thanks to you three for a very chill evening. It's fun. It's fun talking about
Vibes.
40k and being excited about it. So that's pretty nice, to be honest. Thanks Twitch chat. I hope you're all well. Don't forget to tune in again next week for some more 40k hotness. Sweet. Thanks for listening and thanks for being honest, Wargamers. See you guys soon. Bye.